Hey guys, so I want to do another quick little comparison here with an old favourite of mine, the Xiaomi Mi Note, which I think started off my love affair here, and the new Mi 5 on the left here certainly reminds me of the Mi Note, so I wanted to dust it off and have a look here how the devices compare. You can see the new Mi 5 I think really gets a lot of its design cues from the Mi Note. They both look identical pretty much from the back here, same camera positioning as well as the flash and the minimalistic branding, same kind of glass design with the curve going down the back that Samsung copied for its new flagship phones from the Note 5. So other than that, there are some slight differences though and improvements in terms of the design here. Now the first improvement I'd say is the actual form factor. You can see the actual device measured in at 5.1 inches versus 5.7 inches here, which means it's a lot more pocketable and you're getting still a massive display because of the minimal kind of bezels here. Then again, you know, the Mi Note did have a really amazing bezel ratio, as well as a very nice kind of form factor, thin and light. But I think I do prefer slightly more kind of pocketable design here, because this could be a bit slippy, I notice, like when taking it out. They have changed as well the positioning of the ports at the bottom, made a lot better use of the symmetry here on the Mi 5, which is nice, and I think that also extends for the top. So that is a nice improvement. In terms of the display technology, I don't actually think they're too different here, although I think the Mi 5 is a little bit brighter than the Mi Note. You can see the Mi Note is on the maximum here, whereas the one on the Mi 5 looks a lot brighter if you ask me already. So that's looking good. I think they're both the same kind of resolution. We did get I think 386 ppi on the Mi Note versus 428 ppi. So very pastel-y colours on both of them, you know, very excellent indeed in terms of the reproduction. I think we're getting slightly better Gorilla Glass protection though, so if your device does smash, you know, it's got more chance of being protected than the Mi Note, which is good. Big upgrades when it comes to the internal specifications. Now you could get a Pro version of the Mi Note. I've got the standard version, which had the Snapdragon 801. This is coming with massive upgrades in terms of the Snapdragon 820, which has like dual 1.8 gigs Cairo cores, this, that and the other. Adreno 530 versus Adreno 330. So massive improvements when it comes to the gaming expected, I think, on the Mi 5 here. Definitely worthwhile, you know, considering to upgrade. I think the Mi Note was quite an expensive device as well when it first released, whereas the Mi 5 is coming in at a very affordable price. So, you know, if you've got like the Mi Note here, you might want to actually consider upgrading to the Mi 5 really. So I think there is some differences as well in terms of the internal storage kind of configuration. You can get either 32, 64, 128 gig versions of the Mi 5, whereas the Mi Note came only with like 16 or 64 gigs, 3 gigs of RAM, so you can get a 4 gig RAM variant of the Mi 5, which is nice. Both of them coming with 3000 mAh batteries. Maybe I would have liked to have seen a little bit bigger kind of battery on the Mi 5, you know, some manufacturers have been going for 4000 mAh, but should be enough to last a day, I think. Which is nice. I do also like the way they've put a home button, physical home button here, similar to Samsung devices, which I think also doubles as a fingerprint sensor, I am assuming. So that is pretty nice. Obviously we're getting Android Marshmallow on the Mi 5. I think Xiaomi's been a bit slow to update the Mi Note. I think actually we're still on the old Android 4.4.4 here, with no kind of updates. I have looked on the Mi forums as well, and this seems to be the latest software, so maybe they could get around to updating it, because it's still an amazing device generally. So yeah, you know, I think there's definitely been massive improvement here in terms of, you know, making the device more appealing to people who are looking for a high-end flagship but not wanting to spend a lot of money. I think they need to improve when it comes to their availability though. You know, the device is still very difficult to get in some parts of the world. Similar to the Mi Note, nobody could buy it. It was called by The Verge the best Android phone you couldn't buy at the time. Yes, I think also obviously big upgrades when it comes to the camera technology. 16 megapixel now versus 13 megapixel. But they both, I think, have optical image stabilization. So I was very impressed with the camera kind of functionality on the Mi Note. I felt that it did an excellent job, you know, considering it wasn't necessarily the best camera. But you can see you do get some more modes now on the Mi 5, which is pretty cool. So yeah, just a quick little comparison here, old meets new again, with the Mi 5 and the Mi Note. Hope you did enjoy, and if you've got any questions about the Mi 5, do let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.